Hello, welcome back to the channel. Um, had a bit of a different video planned for today, tomorrow, and going forward, but obviously the bomb dropped. I'm wearing the sweater that he would be wearing. I have khakis on too, but I don't feel like jumping. Um, it is 24 hours removed since Jim Harbaugh has officially left the University of Michigan to pursue his dream of, hopefully for him, winning a Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Chargers. Um, yeah, had a Twitter space yesterday, went for a few hours, just kind of initial thoughts and reactions and what's going on with that. But now that we're 24 hours removed, I feel a bit better about the situation. Obviously, we kind of all saw this coming. It's almost a relief in a sense of it's finally over. The annual Jim to the NFL stuff. Obviously, we lost the battle there. Um, I don't really want to totally get into the Michigan side of things, front office wise, with appearing that Michigan really didn't do everything they could to keep Jim. Two things I think can be true. I'll just touch on that quickly. Jim could have always wanted to go in the NFL, and Michigan didn't do everything in their power to keep him. I think both things can be true there. As for who's the coach now, Sherrone, there's no question. People will lie to you that maybe it's Brian Kelly. I think that's his weak attempt at getting a contract extension, which I don't blame by his agent. A few other people. It would have been interesting to see maybe like an Eli Drinkovich type of guy gets an interview with us. I think that'd be something interesting. A few other names I'm sure could potentially be out there. But what are you looking for in a coach? A guy that's could be there a long time, a guy that's going to be able to adapt going forward, good recruiter, good family man, understands the Michigan culture, really will continue to build what we've been doing. And maybe the perfect candidate for every single one of those boxes is Sherrone Moore. Again, the positives. He's 37 years old, right? That's a very young coach. He's been at Michigan in the state for a long time, so he gets the Michigan State dynamic with him coaching at Central Michigan. I know that's funny now looking back with the whole Connor Stallion situation. In addition to that, he also, worked his way up through the different positions at Michigan. He helped build the offensive line. He is probably our best recruiter, him or Klink. Him and Klink on the trail again next year is going to be crazy. He was basically our closer last year. He pretty much recruited the entire 24 class outside of like Jaden Davis was him doing it. As for his coordinators, it'll be interesting to see what it is. If he stays in house, I would be shocked if it was not either Mike Hart or Kirk Campbell. I prefer the latter. You watched the ECU game and tell me you didn't like what you saw there. As for the defense, it's probably going to be, I think they've said Jim Leonard is a good option coming in from, I guess, Wisconsin technically. I know he's got some pairings with Ben Herbert, the strength conditioning coach, who we definitely need to keep. As Michigan legend Quinn Nordine tweeted out last night, number one objective, number one priority, the mission is keep Herbert in Michigan. 100% agree. The strength guy was your heartbeat. I think I had a list out there where I was like 1A and 1B. Basically tied was Herbert and Minter. You got to keep at least one. If you keep both, I'm not even worried. But obviously, Minter appears to be going to the Chargers with John Bacon tweeting it out, along with Jay Harbaugh for special teams. So he's a special teams coordinator, but I think the easy and lazy, potentially lazy, but easy take is you watch that Rose Bowl game, and I think not many people will be very mad that Jay's gone. Obviously, he did great things for Michigan while he was here, but it is what it is. As for what Sherrone potentially will be doing better than Jim, recruiting. Jim is a strange guy. It's kind of what makes him unique and almost not like an enigma. I don't even know if that's even the right term, but like he's like a one in a type guy, once in a million type guy, I guess you could say. Kind of sticks out like a sore thumb at times. I mean, dude will wear the gloves you can hold like this, where it like does the M and cleats and come into a coach's room and try to talk to a kid. I got Sherrone. He's 37, can definitely get these guys in, can get, of course, offensive line stuff. I mean, he played in college. He knows how to do it. Obviously, it's a different landscape now, but he's going to be a significantly better recruiter. Sherrone also has a pretty good pulse of NIL. He's been one of the in-house leaders of that. He's already, we're literally less than, I think, I think officially, yeah, I'm recording this at 6:00, 6:30. He's officially, under 24 hours as the head coach, or 24 hours removed basically from Jim being gone, and he's already working with NIL collectives and trying to figure things out. That I think is great news, and Michigan will probably get back to Brady Hoke level recruiting, hopefully just recruiting. And he obviously was the head coach for Bowling Green, which obviously didn't go great, but then you went Penn State, Maryland, both of them on the road, and then Ohio State, of course. Did Jim coach all throughout the week outside of that? Yes, of course. So is a bit of an asterisk on that, but we'll have to see, if that attributes across. I mean, he technically speaking is 4-0 right now. I think technically only 1-0. I believe all three of those other wins went to Jim. I'm pretty sure, but that's just almost semantics at this point. And now, when you look at long term, I think that he's got no problem staying here. At the championship parade, he was pretty fired up the entire time. He had his own, I think, old fire truck, I believe, as well, too. One of those ones. I know Herbert was in one. I don't know if he was one as well. I think he might have been with Herb. I don't know. But he was taking it in a lot. I know, obviously, he's a bit of an emotional guy. We can tell after his impassioned interview after the Penn State game. But overall, I'm pretty fired up for Sherrone. I like to be very transparent on this. Do I think it's a perfect hire? No. I think there could be better options potentially out there, like, not like a Dan Lanning type. I mean, I guess you could say that. But obviously, those are like not great. I would say it's probably a 9.5 out of 10 hire. The only thing I think you could say as a naysaying potential thing would be that he coached the game where JJ had 3 picks. Obviously, JJ's gone now, so maybe something weird was going on there. And then the last 3 games, he wasn't coaching for 7 days a week. It was just, on the day of the game. And this is a pretty player-led team. I don't think that's a very hot take. So I don't know how much it would have gotten in his way. People like to talk about how the fact that Michigan won the game running the ball 30 times in a row against Penn State, blah, blah, blah. They like to forget the fact that we needed a lot of help in terms of good defense to actually make that happen. And we had quite a few punts in that time, but obviously it was his first game on the road, hostile environment, first game for the team really of the season of like, hey, we might actually lose this game. So I think a lot of things factored in there. So he's got pretty good on the job experience. Sources close to the team and internally and things you've been reading online, probably along with myself, is that they've been preparing for this for a while. Not only Sherrone this year reaching out to people potentially already for position coaches and coordinators, and even recruits and guys in the portal. Also, the fact that he's looking at he was kind of groomed for the last few years to be the heir apparent when Jim eventually did finally go to the NFL, whether that was last year with the Broncos, 2 years ago with the Vikings. Who knows? At least that part's over. Yeah, we already touched on the front office stuff. That's pretty much all I've really wanted to get across here. I believe we're going to have a podcast episode out tomorrow night, Saturday morning. I'm going to do a video on the quarterback position and then the overall offense, I believe, as soon as I can, and then the defense as well. But overall, again, excited for the Sherrone era. There's a lot of potential for Michigan to upgrade at the head coaching position, I think. Obviously, Jim was unbelievable, but there's a lot of things he not refused to do, but didn't necessarily lean into entirely. And his year-to-year flirtation with the NFL did hurt recruiting and some portal stuff there. So I think Sherrone's got a really good nucleus of the players. I'd be surprised if any major guys left in this 30-day window where people could transfer. The tampering's to be insane. Everyone tampers, including Michigan. I'll be honest, hand up. I'm an honest guy. But the tampering with this team is going to be insane. I don't think that there's a team in the country that would not want a Will Johnson, a Kenneth Grant, a Mason Graham, a Rod Moore, Colston Loveland, like everybody. I mean, I think the offense is pretty locked in because a lot of the guys already left and a lot of the defense already left too. But I would almost hope in a weird way they promote internally with Klink maybe at DC to try to keep the guys or bring in Leonard and run the similar system or find somebody at the Ravens that does it. And last little thought, added edge is now we have 2 NFL teams that like Michigan. Or if we lose the Ravens pipeline, now we got the Chargers pipeline. I'm not saying Brandon Staley is coming here, but we can figure something out there potentially going forward. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. If you think it's maybe an upgrade, maybe your favorite Jim Harbaugh memory down below as well, something like that. But thank you again for everything, Jim. You did everything you said you were going to do. You took Michigan from the ashes like a phoenix and restored it to the once great majesty and of the top of the mountain, being the number one program in the country, as they were back when you were there. And now we're back at the top. We've reached the mountain, and hopefully we can stay there. And it's going to be definitely a challenge this year, but I don't think it's completely out of it. So, hey, that's all I got for now. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.